So this is part 2 of lesson 2, and this video will cover removing background and wrapping text around an image. These two topics I'm just going to touch on very briefly, especially the removing background, as the removing background takes a lot more time to work with and explore. But I want you to know how it works, the purpose of it. So removing a background can remove any distracting detail. So I went ahead and inserted this image into my Word doc. And as you can see, there's a lot of pretty fall leaves around this gorgeous waterfall. So I don't really want a lot of focus on the leaves. I want more focus on the water and the rocks. So what you can do is do remove background. And you surround the foreground by using this selection rectangle, and the background area is shaded. So you can draw lines within the areas that you want to include or exclude. So you can adjust, and it will go ahead and see, oh, okay, maybe this is what needs to be included, what doesn't. So this image is really hard to tell, like the foreground from the background. But I want to focus on this waterfall. So I can draw lines within here, and it will do its best to guess what I'm wanting to keep and delete. So, will it let me delete this tree? Yes, it will. Okay, so click enter, and notice how it just adds the waterfall. It removes all the trees and landscaping around it, and it just has focus on the waterfall, even though the cutout is really rough along the outside. It also depends on the image you are working with. So I'm going to bring in another image and just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so that is a simple way of how to remove a background. So we're going to insert one of my personal images, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So this image, my foreground is definitely noticeable, as it is my back, and the background is the Blue Ridge Mountains. So whenever I press remove background, it automatically realizes that my body is the foreground and I do not want the mountains in it. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is and press enter, and it automatically cuts it out. So just be really careful on what image you decide to remove a background on. So for your assignment, you are asked to remove a background from this image. So notice how the paintbrushes are really standing out in this picture. Whenever you click remove background, notice it doesn't quite get all the brushes. So the best to your ability, try to draw lines across these brushes so they are included and they do not get removed. So just try that to the best of your ability. It's just letting me know that you tested it out to do the best you can with removing a background. Okay? So next is text wrapping. The reason why I wanted to touch on text wrapping is because whenever you get to college, there will be some professors who will ask you to write research papers but want you to include images within your paper. So working with wrapping text now only helps you whenever you get to the time whenever you really need text wrapping. So part of your assignment, lesson 2 assignment, down here at the bottom, there is a graduation image file attached to your assignment box. and you're going to resize that image to 3 by 5, and you're going to position the image in the middle left for text wrapping. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. You're going to write a one-page letter to your future self. You're going to talk about your goals, what you hope you accomplished before graduation, even what you hope to accomplish at the college level, any advice for yourself, anything else you want to include. And I will keep these letters on file, printed out, and I will hand them to you on your graduation day. I've done this before. There have been a lot of teachers who have done it before, and I just think it's a really great idea, and I thought it would be very fitting to practice your text image wrapping with it. If you want to add another image besides the graduation image, feel free to do that, and you do not have to apply any picture styles or effects to that particular image unless you want to. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to do insert, and this is the picture you'll be using. So before you even position it, you need to resize it to 3 by 5. Okay? Go to position, the middle left, and there you go. And then your letter text will wrap all around this image. Your letter to yourself will. So just to show you how it will look, I've pre-made text that I just wrote up so I can show you. Okay? Paste it several times. So notice how it wrapped around here. You can change the position just to give you another view at the bottom. And this is how it looks whenever you position it at the bottom. But just make sure you position it to that middle left spot. So talk about your assignment real quick. I have attached the images that you are going to add the effects and styles to on this Dropbox. So make sure you download those images and save them to your Lesson 2 folder, because you have to have them saved to the file location before you insert them into Word. So for the chairs image, you're going to resize it, add that artistic effect, shadow, and glow. For the apple image, you're going to add this quick style, reflection, color saturation, and color tone. And then that paintbrushes example that I showed you, you're going to remove that background. Try the best you can to keep a majority of that chalkboard and the paintbrushes in the markup. And then we've already covered your graduation letter. But make sure you upload 2 files. You're going to have 2 separate Word documents. So you're going to have one file that has your 3 images and the appropriate styles and effects. And then you're going to have your graduation letter. And remember, it is due by Sunday the 20th at 11:55. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me.